When Angelina Jolie went public with her decision to remove her breasts and ovaries to prevent cancer, it ignited conversations about the breast cancer gene.
But there is another inherited condition you haven't heard much about. It's called Lynch syndrome, and it's linked to at least 4 major cancers. Up to 1 million people in this country have Lynch syndrome and don't even know it.
That was identified as one of the later ones, but certainly identified.
50-year-old Michelle was recently diagnosed with breast cancer.
Once I found out and I knew what I needed to do next, it was time to take action.
Michelle's doctor recommended she see a genetics counselor.
The most important step when deciding whether a patient should undergo genetic testing and how much genetic testing is a thorough family history.
After learning Michelle has a family history of colorectal cancer and she's of Ashkenazi Jewish descent, Kathy Marinek, a genetics counselor at Jupiter Medical Center, recommended she undergo gene testing.
I chose to test her for more than one syndrome, so we did multi-syndrome testing, and sure enough, she was BRCA negative and she was Lynch syndrome positive.
Lynch syndrome is an inherited condition you can get from your mother or your father.
It is involving about 5 different genes, and a mutation in one of those genes confers an increased risk for colorectal cancer, endometrial cancer in women in particular, and several other cancers, notably ovarian and gastric cancers.
The good news is that many people with Lynch syndrome lead healthy lives. Regular colonoscopies can reduce the risk of colorectal cancer by 65%. Michelle admits coming to grips with the news has not been easy for her or her family.
That's a pretty big emotional blow for somebody who feels so incredibly healthy. But I'm doing it. And, you know, I'm fighting through it.
Michelle will have surgery to remove the breast cancer next month, and once she recovers, she plans to have a hysterectomy.
I am so grateful that I was detected early, so I can be around to see my children grow up, so I can be here for my husband, so I can live a healthy life.
Well, gene testing may sound complicated, but it's actually quite simple. It consists of a screening with a genetics counselor to learn a little bit more about your family history, as well as a simple blood test. For more information on Lynch syndrome, you can go to our website, WPBF.com.